Good evening and welcome. You're watching Breaking Views with me, Sanket Upadhyay, the show where we get you all the views so that you get the complete picture. And trust me, this is a story where a complete picture is desperately required. What exactly is the strategy of the opposition? We know for a fact that opposition unity is something, a sort of an experiment which is tried every few months. There are campaigns that are launched, well-meaning campaigns, but somehow this campaign slips through the cracks. It's like putting water through a strainer, so there'll be nothing left. Why does this happen? Because the contentious issues are never answered. And then opposition unity gets into this chaliye versus baithiye syndrome. That whole cycle, chaliye, baithiye. Why do we say this? I would request you to listen to this saga that unfolded in Patna yesterday between two chief ministers. Bihar chief minister, who kept saying chaliye to uncomfortable questions, and the Telangana chief minister, who kept saying baithiye to those uncomfortable questions. In all, 10 chaliyes and 19 baithiyes. Let's play that out.
अब चलिए
ऐसा देखिए मैं कौन होता हूँ।
अब चलिए
एक मिनट बैठिए।
50 मिनट हो गया आपका।
बैठिए
चलिए
मैंने प्लीज मैंने बता दिया। मैंने उनका नाम लिया तो
क्षमा कर दीजिए
आप बैठिए।
अब चलिए नहीं झूठ मूठ नहीं
बैठिए
आप इसके चक्कर में मत पड़ेंगे।
बैठिए
अरे भाई ये सब छोड़ कर दीजिए।
आप बैठिए ना सर, बैठिए प्लीज।
सबके बारे में कह रहे हैं कि सबको हम लोग यूनाइट करने की कोशिश करेंगे।
जी बैठिए ना।
हाँ हो गया, चलिए ना, छोड़िए
जी
अरे
बैठिए ना सर,
चलिए ना अब आप
बैठिए बाल से बता रहे नहीं सब बैठिए ना।
चलिए
So 10 chaliyes, 19 baithiyes. But you know what the question that was being asked was, who will be your prime ministerial face? What role will the Congress have? Now these are valid questions. You're talking about opposition unity, and to the most obvious questions, the answer is chaliye, and the other one says baithiye. But you see, this chaliye baithiye syndrome or cycle is not just restricted to these two leaders. Now take a look at Mamata Banerjee. In 2021, after winning West Bengal, she was leading the charge as far as opposition unity is concerned. Now, the very same constituents of the opposition are calling her a BJP agent. Why? Because she apparently praised the RSS. Let's listen in.
আর একটা করে লোক গিয়ে আরএসএস এর নাম করে আরএসএস এত খারাপ ছিল না এবং এত খারাপ বলে বিশ্বাস করি না। এখনো ওদের মধ্যে কিছু ভদ্র লোক আছে যারা বিজেপি কে এভাবে করে না সাপোর্ট। তারাও একদিন ভাত ভাঙবে। আজকে আমি আপনাদের আবার বলি, একটা করে লোক রেখে দিয়েছে বিজেপির প্রত্যেকটা সংবাদপত্র চ্যানেলে। কি বলবে সকাল থেকে উঠে সে বসে বলে দেয় এবং সেই অনুযায়ী আপনাকে চলতে হবে। কিন্তু আমাকে দিয়ে তো এটা সম্ভব নয়। আপনি আমাকে দেখালেন আর না দেখালেন, আমার তো কণ্ঠ আছে, হাতে মাইক্রোফোনও আছে, আমার পাবলিক আছে। আমি আমার কণ্ঠ আকণ্ঠ বলেই যাব। আমার বলবার অধিকার আছে, এটা আমার অধিকার। আপনার বলবার অধিকার আছে আমাকে কালিমা লিপ্ত করা, আর আমার অধিকার আছে এটুকু বলবার যে সেটা মিথ্যে মিথ্যে মিথ্যে।
Now to this baithiye by Mamata Banerjee for the RSS, where she's settled baithiye with the RSS. You have a chaliye as far as Asaduddin Owaisi is concerned. He countered Mamata Banerjee, reminding her that you were doing chaliye and baithiye with the BJP. You were part of the NDA. Let's listen into him.
2003 में उन्होंने उनको पेट्रियट कहा था और आरएसएस ने उनको दुर्गा कहा था, और जब चुनाव आ गए तो फिर शुरू हो गई सेकुलरिज्म। अब कह रही हैं कि आरएसएस में अच्छे लोग हैं। हम ममता बनर्जी को बोलना चाह रहे हैं कि कब तक आप भारत के और बंगाल के मुसलमानों की आंखों में धूल झोंकेंगी आप? आरएसएस का जो मेंबर होता है, जो सुबह में ओथ लेता है, वो ममता बनर्जी पढ़ के सुनाए। हाँ, ये अलग बात है कि जनियादारू एक हो रहे हैं तो हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, मगर ये क्या बात है? आरएसएस को आप तारीफ कर रहे हैं और फिर मुसलमानों को बोलते हैं कि भाजपा को रोकने वोट दो। कि आरएसएस भाजपा में फर्क है कोई? ये अब जो टीएमसी में जो मुसलमान चेहरे हैं, जो टीएमसी में जो लोग हमको उंगलियां उठाते थे, अब बोलो क्या बोलना है उस बारे में? क्या विकल्प देंगे आप मोदी के बारे में?
So, as you can see, there is a chaliye baithiye that is happening in the opposition. So, how exactly do they propose to end this catch-22 over Mission 2024? Is the opposition unity caught in this chaliye baithiye syndrome? I would like to welcome our guest. Smita Prakash is the editor of the ANI, Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the TRS. We also have Mr. K.C. Tyagi, General Secretary and spokesperson of the Janata Dal United. In just a short moment, we'll have Mr. Rohan Gupta also, and we have Lalita Kumaramangalam, member of the BJP. Thank you very much. Smita Prakash, we'll begin with you. 10 Chaliyes, 19 Baithiyes, and the same story repeating all over again in the TMC and Assuddin Owaisi's party, constituents calling each other A team, B team, C team. What do you make of this attempt?
I think you've really hit the jackpot on this metaphor of chaliyes and baithiyes. There's a vidambana, na rasta hai, na manzil hai, as far as the opposition is concerned. When it comes to opposition unity, you've just shown up, that it's really a phantasm. KCR has been to 5 states before coming to Patna, the visuals that you're playing just now. He shared a podium with Nitish Kumar and is possibly just initially testing waters by TRS by going to various states. Now, Nitish Kumar and KCR are both politicians who've been around for a long time in their respective states. But their body language today, rather yesterday, their body language, if that is an indication, which way things are headed, it's awkward because Nitish, today by this evening, there are posters in Patna which say that he's up in 2024 to take on Mr. Modi. Now, he was the host at this press conference. So, when he says press conference is over, technically you should have had KCR say, yeah, it's over. He's the guest there, right? But KCR was enjoying this attention by the media and he was getting to display his language skills. Remember, he's from the Deccan, but he speaks fluent Urdu, Hindi, that Dakhni Urdu. Correct. So, he was displaying his skills of communication. He really didn't want to end this. He was enjoying this whole thing, the showcasing. So, absolutely, that tugging of a chief minister's sleeve, that was really awkward, and Nitish then turns, I think there's one instance, maybe you have that clip, he turns to Tejasvi literally asking ki kuch to karo bhai is bande ka, but Tejasvi is like, I'm off this, you both are senior and I'm staying off this. So, this was a very awkward move, but
no, there was another awkward moment. I'll tell you what that awkward moment was.
The posters are up. Nitish is clearly saying.
केसी त्यागी जी, एक और उसमें बड़ा ऑकवर्ड मोमेंट था जब सवाल पूछा गया तो उसमें नीतीश कुमार जी बोले चुप, इसका जवाब नहीं देना. रोहन गुप्ता इज आल्सो विद अस, स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द कांग्रेस पार्टी. मेरा सवाल ये है केसी त्यागी जी कि जब एक राष्ट्रव्यापी कैंपेन, एक कैंपेन लॉन्च करने की बात हो रही है, नेशनल कैंपेन अगेंस्ट द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, तो आदमी उम्मीद करता है कि बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ और मजबूती के साथ कुछ बातें सामने रखी जाएंगी. अब जैसे देखिए ये पोस्टर्स लगे हैं जेडीयू के, जुमला नहीं हकीकत, और उसमें नीतीश जी की फोटो है. लेकिन जब बड़े बेसिक सवाल पूछे गए तो वो कभी बाल खुजनाने लगे, 10 बार उन्होंने चलिए बोल दिया, वो मतलब एकदम असहज थे. ही वॉज अनकंफर्टेबल. हाउ डू यू एक्सप्लेन दिस डिस्कंफर्ट?
नहीं संकेत जी, ये कोई अपोजिशन यूनिटी के लिए कोई बुलाई गई मीटिंग नहीं थी. केसीआर जी इससे पहले भी कई राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्रियों से मिल चुके हैं और हमारे एनडीए से बाहर आने के बाद निसंदेह देश में एक नई स्पार्किंग हुई है. बिहार का जो प्रयोग हमारा है महागठबंधन का, उसको लेकर के जो अपोजिशन डिसहरे में था उसमें एक नए खून का संचार हुआ है, पर्टिकुलरली महाराष्ट्र की घटना के बाद और दिल्ली में और कोलकाता में जिस तरह से रेड्स वगैरह के बाद माहौल बना हुआ था। तो ये कोई परफेक्ट अपोजिशन मीट इसको नहीं कह सकते। एक मुख्यमंत्री का दूसरे मुख्यमंत्री के यहाँ जाना था, नंबर 1। नंबर 2 कम्युनिकेशन है। नीतीश कुमार जी को लगता है कि जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस का मकसद है वो पूरा हो गया है। केसीआर जी कुछ और एक्स्ट्रा एक्सप्लेन करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन ये कोई हेडलाइन नहीं है संकेत जी। जो मेन पॉइंट था वो मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहता हूं कि 2024 का चुनाव है और अकेले कोई भी दल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के संगठनात्मक ढांचे से लड़ने के जीतने की स्थिति में एज ऑन टुडे नहीं है। जो सबसे बड़ी पार्टी है कांग्रेस, उसको भी कई लोग इग्नोर करके थर्ड फ्रंट बनाना चाहते हैं, नॉन कांग्रेस नॉन बीजेपी। मैं भी एक ऐसे प्रयोग का रहा हूं 1996 में, जब हम लोगों ने देवेगौड़ा जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाया था, या मैं 89 में भी जब मैं जनता दल का एमपी था तब भी एक प्रयोग हुआ था संयुक्त मोर्चे का, जिसमें लेफ्ट बाहर था और बीजेपी भी बाहर थी और हमको सपोर्ट कर रहे थे।
करेक्ट।
हमारा ये मानना है, मैं उस एक्सपीरियंस के बाद संकेत जी कहना चाहता हूं, किसी प्रोग्राम के बगैर और कोई कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम नहीं है और मित्र दलों के साथ सहमति नहीं है तो ऐसी चीजें ज्यादा दिन नहीं चलती। नंबर 1।
आई थिंक दैट्स एन इंपॉर्टेंट
नंबर
पॉइंट।
2, हम थर्ड फ्रंट नहीं बनाना चाहते। हम थर्ड फ्रंट नहीं बनाना चाहते हैं।
हाँ।
ऐसा कोई भी वायबल अल्टरनेटिव टू बीजेपी पॉसिबल नहीं है जिसमें नंबर 1 कांग्रेस ना हो, नंबर 2 उसमें लेफ्ट ना हो। एंड विद ऑल माई रेस्पेक्ट टू केसीआर जी, वो थर्ड फ्रंट बनाना चाहते हैं, नॉन कांग्रेस नॉन बीजेपी, जिसको नीतीश कुमार जी ने बाकायदा एक्सप्लेन भी किया।
तो ये देखिए, ये अपने आप में एक डिफरेंस आ गया ना। लेकिन अब एक सवाल आई वांट टू आस्क ललिता कुमारमंगलम। Ms. Kumaramanglam, you see, I spoke to a number of leaders of the RJD, of the JDU, of the Congress, even the TRS through the course of the day because of this Chaliye Baithiye. And you know, they said that, see, Bihar has a very healthy system of hosting press conferences. Leaders, even if they are uncomfortable, they will still answer, they will answer back, they will quip, but there will be a press conference. However, this is something which we have not seen happening in the Bharatiya Janata Party. For instance, your tall leader, the Prime Minister, has not held any press conference in the past 8 years. The one press conference where he attended, he was absolutely quiet and pointed towards Amit Shah. That's the allegation against you. That while you are relishing these pictures, what is your own track record as far as press conferences are concerned?
I don't think this entire discussion is about anybody's track record with the press. Mr. Modi, when he wants to communicate, communicates very well. When he doesn't and he thinks that it's somebody else can do the job as well, he leaves it to others. I think the question here is that begs to be answered is that these admittedly very initial forays into opposition unity against Mr. Modi in 2024, will they work out? Can they work out? How will they work out? Etc. Addressing a press conference doesn't necessarily mean you're communicating with either the press or the people, because you need to actually, say something that will be of import or that people and the press want to hear, want to know about. So I don't think somebody addressing or not addressing a press conference.
No, Lalita Kumaramangam, I'll tell you what, whether we got an answer or not, it was absolutely the right of journalists to ask all the pertinent questions.
Absolutely.
And perhaps these leaders were well within their right to do what they did. People did not get answers, but I guess they got more than answers. And we got a debate.
I don't think anybody is denying the rights of either Nitish Kumar ji or KCR or anybody like that. But then you yourself have different people like OAC taking pot shots and Mamata. I think the main thing that's going to happen is which one of them wants to actually be projected as the next or perhaps the next future PM.
Okay.
And I think all of them have thrown their hat in the ring already several times. whether it's Mamata or Nidish or maybe, I don't think Stalin down here yet has come to that point, but KCR definitely. And we have a lot of other worthies also.
Lalita
from
Kumara
various
Mangalam,
parts
then
and states of
again,
the
see,
country who want
because
to
I've
say they
spoken
want
to a
give
lot
an
of,
SPN.
I've spoken
So
to a
the
lot of
main thing
people.
is,
There is a
will
track
the
record of the
opposition be
NDA
able to come
also.
together?
The latest person to get out of the NDA is Mr. Nitish Kumar. You look at all the NDA constituents. You may laugh and balk at the idea of opposition unity, but what is the grand story of the NDA unity?
I'm not laughing at anything, but Nitish leaving and joining BJP is nothing new. This is not the first time he's done it. And when he left, everybody, including me and many other notable people, said that this is also because he probably wants to throw his hat into the ring for 2024.
Very quickly,
Nitish has
Krishank
done this
Mane
several
of the
times
TRS.
before.
Rohan Gupta, I'm going to come to
Point
you.
here is, can the
I'll come to you in
opposition
just a
unite
short
against
moment, but
BJP in
Krishank Mane
2024?
tweeted. He tweeted something earlier in the day. Let's quickly put out that tweet also of the TRS. Krishank, you know this comparison of press conference versus press conference. Do you think that is a valid assessment? In just a short moment, we'll also put out a video of your tweet, where you actually put out a photograph of Mr. Nitish Kumar and KCR's press conference and Mr. Amit Shah and Narendra Modi's press conference. Krishank.
Well, Sanket, there are two Indias which would actually think. One, 50 minutes of a press conference where several issues were spoken by both the leaders, and there was no chaliye or betiye in that. But one question, only one question, regarding the prime ministerial candidature, which at that juncture, when two chief ministers met, and it is not about one individual or two individuals. When it comes, India is about democracy. India is about parliamentary form of democracy. Parliamentarians or coalitions decide a prime minister, not two individuals. So that question itself was an embarrassment for many people. But Nitish ji, yes, because when his name was taken out, he did not want to answer. And KCR ji wanted to put a policy. He clearly said, policy batayenge.
No, but then Mr. Mane, you tell me if there are obviously differences, there is no clarity on opposition unity, then do you think that Mr. KCR pushed his luck a bit too much? Tugging at Mr. Nitish Kumar's sleeves, pulling him, saying "Baithiye" 19 times, instead of reflecting unity. Have you converted? Has your leader converted that press conference into a joke?
Sanket, 50, as I repeat it again, in 50 minutes, several issues on the policies, or I should say the fallacies of Modi ji and their government, these all were spoken. And there was
that is
no
okay. You tell me,
conflict of
basic
opinion.
questions
There was no
once again.
conflict of
You
opinion.
tell me, do you want
That is what
Congress
this
as part
India
of
is about.
your alliance? Do you want Congress as part of your alliance? Will Congress be the main party? Who will be the
think
prime
KCR
ministerial face?
I think
Three most
KCR ji
important
has made
questions.
it clear. I think KCR ji has made it very clear yesterday that all the forces against BJP, because it was the BJP itself which coined Congress Mukt Bharat. Now we are giving them a taste of their own politics, that it is going to be BJP Mukt Bharat. And whosoever it is, any force against BJP Mukt Bharat, we will talk to them. And this is about a cause. KCR ji, if tomorrow Nitish ji aspires to be the Prime Minister, KCR ji is ready to work. We are not in the race for the Prime Minister.
Rohan
This is
Gupta,
not
before
for
I come to
democracy.
you, those
At least
pictures
not
that
now.
you see right now have actually been, this is not our production. This is Krishank Mane's tweet where he has covered the Prime Minister's face in black. Remember, this was a pre-COVID press conference, so there is no way he was wearing a mask. So there is some addition which Krishank Mane has done. That is his tweet, in which he compares press conference today and a press conference a couple of years ago, in which hand gesture, according to him, says a lot. But Rohan Gupta, how do you view opposition unity? I mean, the Congress has been criticized over not being able to choose who your president is going to be. Massive infighting, lots of leaders leaving. And in the middle of all of that are these smaller parties who feel that the Congress is punching way above its weight. In fact, demanding way more than what it is capable of delivering. In that case, what happens?
Sanket, if you see Indian politics for last many years, there are many efforts being made of making third front, fourth front. But as one of the panelists said, nothing without Congress is possible. Because Congress is a leading force. Forget about elections. Even on the issues where the government is failing, whether it is COVID or GST or price rise or any issue due to economic failure, only Congress party is seriously taking on BJP across India. The way Congress party structure is, the way Congress party spread is, we are the only party who is taking on BJP very seriously. You have heard Mamata Banerjee's statement about parent organization of BJP. You have seen Aam Aadmi Party, every day new corruption comes out. So who is fighting BJP strongly? It's not about, just winning election. It is an ideological battle. And any effort which are there of third front, fourth front, I think hasn't been successful till now, and in future it won't be successful.
No, Rohan Gupta, I don't understand. The first time the Aam Aadmi Party formed a government in Delhi was with your support. And now you are saying that how will they fight? Right?
Absolutely.
These are all political parties you have done business with. Mamata Banerjee was part of the UPA. Now you are saying that she is B team of BJP because she is praising RSS. Are these fault lines going to continue right up till 2024?
Simply, I'm saying, Sanket, the seriousness with which Congress fights, no other party fights, they change on their goalposts. We have seen Mamata Banerjee changing the goalposts, whether it was the vice president.
Wouldn't that be called a little self-righteous and presumptuous by a few? That you are the best, everyone else is secondary.
No, I'm not saying. Let me complete, Sanket. I'm saying a simple thing. If you see last 8 years of BJP government, only Congress party has consistently fought against them. We have won few state elections, and in future you will see that Congress party after Bharat Jodo Yatra, you will see that we will come out with new force. What I am discussing here is the efforts of third front and fourth front. Without Congress being a leading force in opposition, they are always been futile. Because we are the only party, whether it is electoral game or not. We fight.
Smita Prakash and then Ms. Kumara Mangalam, one by one. Smita.
Look, the hardest task right now for the opposition is to decide on a single leader who can take on Narendra Modi. And till there is consensus on that, these moves are pointless. And that is what you saw at the press conference, because there was a whole lot of talk, yes, that happened, that both KCR and Nitish were doing. But the press got it right. They had the hot button. They said, is it going to be Rahul Gandhi? Because as Mr. Tyagi said, that minus the Congress, and as the Congress spokesperson also said, minus the Congress, it is difficult because the Congress is the only party among all the opposition parties which has a nationwide presence. Neither Mamata nor Aam Aadmi Party have it, even though they may make claims. Even Nitish can't do it. It's only the Congress party which has that. But the Congress party is not rising up to the occasion. They can turn around and say that we are opposing the BJP, but where is their leader? Where is that one person who will take on the responsibility? Within their own party, this manthan is going on, and they are unable to decide on a president within their own party. Forget about giving leadership to the opposition. And if you Sanket, remember that Bengaluru picture, when H.D. Kumaraswamy is swearing in, when all these leaders got together, put their hands up. If you go back to that picture, who's the only surviving person as far as political power is concerned is Mamata in that. Rest, everybody has been wiped out. Either they are no more, or health issues or whatever, they are nowhere on the scene. So that is why it is imperative. So if you turn around and say 86 experiment, 92, whatever you want to call it, the earlier decade, those are not going to work anymore. They need a face.
The previous experiments and the experiments from here on, I think will be a work in progress. मेरे ख्याल से त्यागी जी, आपको नहीं लगता है कि अभी बहुत जल्दी होगी दोस्त और शत्रु दोनों बना लेने की? I mean, in the opposition space, it will be too soon to call anyone A team, B team, C team.
Can I just say 1 minute?